aspects.
So, as Sir said, reading skills is a very broad term, and there are many concepts related to reading skills. So, what do we mainly mean by reading skills? Reading skills mainly means that the strategies or the ideas which we apply when reading a certain text. So, it is very useful in our day to day life, basically for our day to day life or
Especially for our
our academic
academic purpose.
purposes, and it is also very useful for our day-to-day communication. And there are many concepts related to reading skills.
Just talking about the points.
For example, the first one is active reading. So active reading basically means that not to just see the text but also understand the text in a deeper level.
Okay, so this is also a very broad term. So we will have a separate class on active reading later on. Yeah, you can move on.
So next we have reading strategies. In order to achieve the best reading skills, we need to apply certain strategies into our reading. For example, skimming, which means to get a whole overview of the text, or scanning, which means searching for a certain part of the text.
Or specific information.
Specific information.
Specific information. So we will also have a full class on skimming and scanning later on. Okay.
Next, we have comprehension. So, by comprehension, we mean that to understand the text in more deeper levels, so we can answer the how and why questions of the text. For example, how did that incident happen, or why did that specific incident occur?
Okay, then what comes next?
Next, we have inference. Inference is basically prediction of what's going to happen next in the text. So we can use the writer's previous words in order to imply what's going to happen next, even if it's not
In order to figure
implicitly
out,
said.
in order to figure out.
Figure out.
And we can also find out implicit meaning or information from the text. Also, we apply inference, this skill to figure out the meaning of
Unknown
unknown
words.
word, because sometimes you encounter unfamiliar words. So
Yeah.
instantly you don't have actually I mean a dictionary. So
Yeah.
what are you going to, you can apply inference to find out the meaning. Okay.
Yeah.
Then what comes next?
Next, we have writer's choices for effect. So we need to understand that how the writers choose